Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What are we riding today? This is the Lectric Expedition 2.0. Yeah, this is the cargo bike. Yeah, this is a long bike. You know, actually it looks long, but I wonder if it really is that much longer than a regular bike. It's just that the everything's pushed forward a little bit for you. You know, where you sit and everything. Let me lower this pedal intensity here. I'm going a little too fast. Yeah, but it really looks long, that's for sure. I think it surprises a lot of people when they see it. Yeah, I'll get off the bike and show it to you guys in a moment here. Let's just head towards the general area. I did a review of this bike, of course, early on when they released the bike. But again, it's one of the electric bikes that were sent to me and just been sitting in there for a couple months because of the weather. Well, right now it's about 50 degrees out right now, so I figured, yeah, I'll take it out for a quick ride. I'm not going to go really long with it, but I hope to use this bike for some distance. Yeah, this is the dual battery long range bike that they have available. Yeah, two 20 amp hour batteries. They'll give you 40 amp hours. I wonder if I could take this for you know, that botanic garden ride that typically is about maybe 64 miles or so round trip for me. The whole thing, you know, with that ride is really the fact that it's distance. You know, if you pedaled it for most of it, you know, did maybe a cadence sensor for me, because, you know, torque sensor is always a little difficult, some things for me, but you know, this one of course is a torque sensor, but it's an easy ride. I rode this bike, as you know, for like 3 hours out in Arizona. Yeah, we went all over the place with it. Yeah, we did so much that I think I wore out the batteries. Yep, I think I did. Yeah, we went quite a distance, and so I keep wondering, does this have enough juice to get me that 64 mile ride or so? I mean, if it does, this would be the bike to do it with. Yeah, I mean, it's technically a cargo bike. You could put kids in the back if you wanted to. Some people do. I don't know. For me, I don't know if I would do that. I keep worrying about. Remember when I fell off the moon cool that one time? We had a watermelon in the back. Remember that story? Yeah. For those who are new to the channel, you might not have heard the story, but yeah, Mrs. Wright and I went out grocery shopping one day. We took the Moon Cool cargo bike, and then she bought a watermelon. So we put the watermelon in the back of the cargo bike, and then some guy stopped really quick, forcing her to stop quickly, forcing me to stop quickly. And when that happened, you know, the bike tipped towards the one side, and then if you look at the weight of the watermelon kind of pulled me down. Yeah. So I tipped over, but overall, not much damage at all to the bike, but still, you know, nobody wants to fall off of the thing, right? So ever since then, I kept thinking, well, if you had kids on there, that would be kind of just like the same thing as if you had the watermelon on there, right? All right, we'll hit with the bell here. Thank you. So I said, you know, that could pull you down. So if you had kids on there, can you keep the bike up without knocking the kids over? You know, here's one thing that's good with this particular thing in the back for kids to hang on to. there's like a extra piping there that's kind of like a guard for their hand. I'll show that to you once we get to the review section that we usually do. I'm not going to do a full review on this bike because we've already done it. We've already talked about it. But I'm going to show it to you, point out some of the things that I'm talking about here. So yeah, cargo bikes are a little different, but they're practical, okay? They're definitely practical. I have my full jacket on, and I have a sweatshirt on as well. And then I put the helmet liner back on my XNeedle helmet too. Yeah, we'll go over here where we usually go, where we do the reviews. I go here because it's more quiet here. There's usually less people around. Because there's not too many people come down this part of the path here. Let's try here. Okay, let me get off and swing it around. I'll show it to you just like we normally do on a typical review day. Yep, it's got an interesting kickstand. Well, take a look at it first, okay? There you go. Yeah, it's a nice looking bike. I really like this this bike. Nice cargo bike. But here's what I'm talking about. Over here, if you take a look, I keep my shadows out here. Kids can hold on to this part of it. It's kind of got, I don't know, like a pattern thing here. But this thing protects their hands. So if their hands are, okay, give me an example. If my hands are over here, okay, if you can see, if it falls, it hits this, my hands are still safe. If it's only a single rod, then if their hands are there and it falls, it crashes their hand, right? So you got padding here, padding there, padding everywhere, padding. Dual batteries right here. Look at that. 2 20 amp hour batteries there. Yeah, it's a good looking bike. So they even gave me a center bag that kind of goes across over here. Goes across here. I put my water bottle here instead. There's like some water bottle cage connection to it. You can put there's some over here too. You can put it over here if you wanted to, but to get your foot through it, I figured this should be open. That's why I didn't put the bag that they give you. It's an extra thing that they included. All right, let's get this back down here. Yeah, the kickstand is done that way because, you know, it's a kickstand that holds both sides. So if you have cargo on there, you're not like gonna tip over or anything like that because it centers the bike, right? But it makes it a little hard to sometimes lift it up to set the kickstand and get it off. But this is a better kickstand than they had from the original, from what they tell me. I never had the first Expedition version. Yeah, let's go this way. We don't have to go through that other area. But I'm familiar with this type of kickstand because other bikes have had it. But apparently their first version, the kickstand is a little more basic metal thing. This one is made a lot better. So, and I remember they mentioning that too. They said that they improved the kickstand. So that's a good thing. So I unlocked this bike to pedal to 28 miles per hour. And I know it could do that because I did it out in Arizona. So, yeah, nice. The only thing I added to it really is the side view mirrors I typically do. I don't want to go on that street, so let's turn left over here. I wanted to talk about something different today, though. It was brought up to me from our friend John. You know, John was the guy who got me started into reviewing all these e-bikes. I think I told the story before. Yeah, he was the guy that encouraged me to go ahead and do it, and I did it, and here we are, going on our 4th year reviewing e-bikes. But anyways, we were talking about, you know, what would you do if your bike were to get a flat while you're out in the field? And our original thought was, you know, you need to bring things to repair that flat out in the field. Well, ever since I had a flat, a couple years ago, I had a flat on the Magicycle Deer 26-inch step over bike. Remember that one? Yeah, the full suspension bike from them. Yeah, I got a flat on the rear tire because I ran over a roofing nail. It's always a roofing nail. You ever see guys with fixing roofs on houses? Steer clear of that area. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's roofing nails all over the place. So yeah, I ran one over, and so I ended up with a flat. So what I did is I figured you have to have a backup plan. You know, if something like that happens, I don't think you could really easily repair that on your own out in the field unless you want to be out in the hot sun doing it for an hour or whatever length of time it takes you to get that rear tire off. It was a rear tire too. That's even tougher, right? So thank you. So anyways, I ended up calling a friend of mine, but unfortunately he was out on a ride too. He has a pickup truck. Yeah, that was Donut Jim. I called Donut Jim and said, hey, can you come get me? And unfortunately he wasn't anywhere near the ability to come and get me because he was out on a ride as well. And so, so I called Mrs. Wright. Luckily, it was during her lunch hour, so she was able to drop everything and just come get me and drop me off at home. She ate her lunch while I drove the car to get home, and then she went back to work. So I think you have to have a backup plan. Let's go this way. You have to have a backup plan on what to do in the event of a flat. Now, you might say, well, that's not so hard. Here's why I'm bringing it up, okay? I mean, if you were out on a trail, or let's say even this thing here, okay, let's take a look at this. See, we're out in this like park-like area, okay, and you call somebody, hey, I got a flat right here. Hey, the car can't get onto this trail, okay? You're gonna have to walk that bike to where the parking lot is, right? Because the car can't come get you, so you're gonna have to push it and walk it. So I think you have to know that wherever you go, you have to have a backup plan. You gotta know, where can I go to get picked up in the event of something like that happening, all right? Now, I'm very curious because while we were out in Arizona, a couple of guys were taking those XP 2.0 bikes, and they were really going on, you know, you talk about off-road, they were really doing it. I mean, to the point where some of them actually, you know, I think they got a flat while they were out there. And I don't know, they had all sorts of issues because they were going over major rocks, and I mean, they were asking for trouble, really. And so a couple of the guys had to call for help, yeah, because the bike basically was down once they popped the tire, right? So I'm curious, they had to probably walk that bike to a certain area before Lectric was able to get to them to pick them up. They told us to take their phone numbers down in case anything happens and you're stuck somewhere, they will come and get you, right? But if you're in the middle of a, you know, a rock trail, they can't ride their car up there. You're gonna have to get down to a point where they can get to you, right? So this is just something to keep in the back of your mind. If you ever go someplace, always know what your plan B is gonna be in the event something like that happens. All right, we're gonna go back out on the street here. Yeah, this, let's pedal for a while here. This bike is pretty easy to ride. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think when people look at cargo bikes, they don't consider them sometimes. They can say, oh, I don't want a cargo bike, I want a regular bike. Hey, you know what? The cargo bike is pretty practical. Yeah, if you're looking at a bike to, you know, people always say replace your car. I don't know if you can 100% replace your car. I mean, there's things that you have to have your car for, right? But for, you know, certain things, if you're going shopping or something like that, you could use something like this. Why wouldn't you be able to? I think the only thing I would have an issue with is locking it up, making sure no one steals my bike. That's my biggest issue all the time. I don't like leaving my bike, you know, anywhere. That's why you'll always see that, even though I have, you know, big chains and locks and folding locks and everything, I don't usually bring them with me because I never leave my bike anywhere. I really don't. I actually always am on the bike. This is why, like, the keys, you know, see my keys here? They're always on the bike. That's because I never leave the bike. If I leave the bike, I have to take the keys, of course. But then I would also have to bring a lock. Now, so this back section, it does have floorboards for the kids to keep their feet down there, you know, because I guess they call them running boards, right? I took them off because I don't plan to have little kids on there, okay? But I do plan to keep that cage there. And the reason is because there's times I've actually brought a cooler, a long cooler, and I put it on the back there. And then I bungee cord it to the section where the kids would hold. Yeah, it makes a good place to hold it up together. I bungee cord it there. Yeah, I'm still sniffling because it's cold out here. And so I've done that. I went and picked up Chinese food once with the Moon Cool. That's exactly what I did. Yeah, I put a big igloo thing in the back, bungee corded it down to the handhold section. Yeah, I went up, picked up some Chinese food, brought it back home. Yeah, I even brought the bike into the Chinese carryout. They kind of looked at me, but they're used to me, so they didn't say anything. But I'm sure they're going, "What is this guy doing with this bike inside our restaurant?" Hey, they're a Chinese carryout. They, you know, it's not like they had sit-down tables or anything like that. It wasn't in their way. So, all right, let's pass through this mess here. Look at all these cars. Yeah, this time of the day, I think students get out of the school. So these are all probably high school students driving down, or parents picking them up. Yeah, this is an interesting ride. Now, the handlebar stem is adjustable. I might actually adjust that a little bit to bring it closer to me. So that makes the handlebar stem a little taller. I think that might be easier for me. Yeah, I think I should do that. Well, we'll find a spot to pull over, and maybe I can do it. Yeah, my nose is running. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's kind of cold out here. Put my hand out for a signal. There's a lot of cars, a lot of bus drivers. Yeah, I think I will do that. Try to raise it up, bring the handlebar closer. You know, if the handlebar is a little too forward too, then you kind of lean forward too. That's not fun. I prefer to be in more of an upright position rather than having to lean forward on the thing. All right, we will go. I'm looking at that car. I wanted to make sure that they're stopping. If they don't stop, then we don't go if they keep moving. All right, let's see. Let's keep moving forward here. I'll tell you this, with a cargo bike, they will definitely look at you. First off, they look at you even if you have an e-bike. That's the first thing. Then they see how long this thing looks. And they go, "Look at that." You know? Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of attention. Yeah, could I ride this on the trails? I don't know. I think people would still say stuff. They always do. Yeah, get that truck off of the thing. Some guy actually said that to me once. He said, get that semi off of the trail or something, or got out of my way or something. Yeah, he was not too pleasant. Yeah, that guy wasn't too pleasant when he said that. He was kind of grumpy anyways. He was riding a regular bike. I passed him. I think he was upset that I was able to pass him. Yeah, that's just the thing, you know, you get people who comment and kind of ruin your fun, right? So to stay more in fun, I think the thing to do is Just don't draw as much attention to yourself on those trails, and then you'll probably be okay. Let's stop here for a second here. All right, we'll move forward. I'm gonna go over to the trail a little bit though. It's the only place I can actually kind of stop and make the adjustment for myself. All right, so let's take a right over here. The thing is, because it is longer in the back, you have to account for that when you make your turns. All right, I mean, because you do stick out a little bit. All right, let's stop here. Step through makes it easier, you know. Let's go ahead and turn the bike off while I do this. Don't want to accidentally hit the throttle or something while making the adjustment. That would be bad. Let me see. Am I maxed out? Am I not? I don't think I am. So you could pull this and then rotate this forward. I'm going to rotate it up higher. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you saw that. And then you can clamp it back down. All right. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I actually made this thing a little bit taller because I changed the angle of this. I can go a little bit more, but I didn't want to overdo it. All right, back on we go. So what I do, okay, here's, see the kickstand thing down there? What I do is I lift up and push forward. And that kind of takes it off. Readjust my camera here. I want to angle enough so that you can at least see the bike a little bit too. Oh, gotta turn the bike back on. Forgot I turned it off. Let's go for a lower pedal assist. Now, currently I have the throttle following my pedal assist numbers. All right, let's go for 5. Hey, why not? Yeah, it feels better this way. It's a little closer than I prefer, but I like the fact that I'm more upright because of it. Yeah, I may have to rotate the handlebar a little bit. It's kind of rotated in a little bit. Okay, let's do that. Since we're making the adjustment, let's do it right. All right, let's turn it off again so I don't accidentally turn it on. So push this thing. Okay, let me angle here. Push this in, rip this up here. Then you can rotate the handlebar, right? I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Bring it in, but I'm going to rotate the handlebar in. Yeah, it looks about good. Lock it in place. Turn on the bike again. Give me some pedal assist speed there because its throttle's kind of locked into that. So we're in PAS 3. Does that feel better? Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, you know, the thing is when you first get the bikes, you have to adjust, right? Because you don't know how it's going to be.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hey, at least the dog didn't bark at me. Sometimes they bark at you. So anyways, you put it in the position where you think you need it to be, but that doesn't mean that's going to be the right position until you start riding it for a while, right? So, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you got to play with it, right? All right, so what did I do to modify the bike on this one? I added a side view mirror, which I always do. I added my own little bell, okay, which I always do if they don't have a bell. The electrics don't have a bell. I don't know why they don't have it. Come on, electric, put a bell on these bikes. Doesn't cost that much, put a bell on it. I think they sell bells, though, that's the thing. But put an inexpensive bell at least on it. You know, the worst thing is somebody doesn't get a bell and they need a bell, and then they can't warn people that they're coming, and that's not good either. So that's just my suggestions, my 2 cents. But if you don't have a bell, go get a bell, okay? Get yourself a bell. All right, let's go through here. Now you can take this all the way through to the forest preserves, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn here. That's pedal. Yeah, nothing wrong with riding a cargo bike, I'm telling you. You ride a cargo bike, pick up things, do whatever you want. Yeah, there's a guy riding a regular bike. Yeah, it's fun. Let's go to the 7th gear. Let's move our PAS up to 4. Gear 8. 8 out of 8. So yeah, have a backup plan. Have a plan of attack if you have to call somebody, if you need help for like you know, you have a flat or something goes wrong. You know, kind of know where you are. Have your cell phone with you. Actually, the funny part, well, it's not funny, but the weird part is that when I needed to call for help because I got that flat, yeah, my phone was down to, I think it was down to 11%. Yeah, make sure your batteries are charged up on your phone. So I don't know what the deal is. That day, everything was going wrong. Yep. But yeah, you gotta have a backup plan. Like for me, you know, here I'm out on the street. If something were to happen, it's not a problem getting picked up. You're on the street, okay? It's when you're in the forest preserve or some other area where they can't immediately get to you. Have a plan. Yeah, it looks like they're doing trees over there. I'm not gonna go down that way. You can hear the chainsaws. No, we're not going down that way. You know, tree branches on the ground and everything. Forget it, man. I'm not roading over that stuff. Yeah, nice day for a ride. A little chilly, but it's not too windy. Now I got another review bike I have to do. I tried to do it. Tried to do it on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Maybe it was Monday. No, I tried to do it on Monday. Everybody in the world was outside. The weather was decent, so everybody got outside. Tree things there too. We'll go this way. So they were in my video all over the place, so I can't even use any of this. So I have to redo the entire video for the review. I was hoping I would have that one finished by now, but no. Wasn't gonna happen. Sometimes that's the case. Wasn't gonna happen. Alrighty, anyways, I just wanted to at least get out a little bit today, take you guys out, try out this expedition. I've been chomping at the bit to get these bikes out because we've had them for so long. They've just been sitting in the house. This happens every year, okay? But this year was Electric's year. Last year was U-Free, where they had bikes for me and it just sat there for months. Yeah, I was just staring at them every single day, every single moment. It was sitting in the family room. Let's go this way here. It was sitting in the family room for me to sit there and stare at it. Couldn't do a thing with it. So this year was Lectric. All right, anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, plan your attack, figure out what you're gonna do in case you are in certain areas and you need to call somebody. Make sure you have those people on your phone. You know, the best guys to call, guys that have a pickup truck, okay? If you know anyone with a pickup truck, that's the best thing to go with, because it's easier to put your bike in there if you have to get help, or a van. Right? Full-size van being better. All right, anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time. We'll go out more riding as soon as the weather gets better. All right? Talk to you guys next time.